What is the meaning of the verb get together, with?
When two people get together, they meet and spend time together. When you get together with someone, you meet and spend time with that person. When a man and woman resume a relationship after separating, they get back together. If you're not busy tomorrow night, would you like to get together?
What is the meaning of the verb catch on, to?
When you catch on or catch on to people, you realize that they are trying to trick or cheat you. It took me a while, but I finally caught on to him.
What is the meaning of the verb blow out, of?
When something is moved outward away from where it was by an explosion or a very strong wind. It is blown out or blown out of where it was before. Look, there's a dead bird. The wind might have blown it out of its nest.
What is the meaning of the verb hit on informal?
When you hit on a person of the opposite sex. You approach and aggressively try to interest that person in you romantically or sexually. Let's go somewhere else. Mark keeps hitting on me, and I'm tired of it.
What is the meaning of the verb check out?
When you check people out, you investigate them in order to learn more about them. If you say that people check out, you mean that the information they have given you about themselves. Such as their education and work experience, has been investigated and found to be accurate. Frank didn't get the job he wanted with the CIA. Some things on his resume didn't check out.
What is the meaning of the verb kick out, of?
Away with something, you do more than is necessary or proper. Because you enjoy it or because you think it is important. David drank too much and got himself kicked out of the bar.
What is the meaning of the verb run out, of?
When people or things run out or run out of a place, room, building, and so on, they leave it very quickly. Run inland to is the opposite of run out. There's Sophia across the street, run out and ask her to come over here.
What is the meaning of the verb wear out?
When something wears out or you wear it out. It becomes damaged or weak from use and age and is no longer usable. People who live in the city wear out their car brakes faster than people who live in the country.
What is the meaning of the verb sell out, of, often passive?
When a store sells out of something or is sold out of something, it sells all of it. The toy store sold out of anti-gravity boots in 2 days.
What is the meaning of the verb start up?
When you start up a new business or company. You take the steps necessary to begin a new business or company. Jane borrowed the money she needed to start up her business from her uncle.
What is the meaning of the verb back up?
When you walk backward, you back up. When you drive a vehicle in reverse, you back up or back the vehicle up. I put the car in reverse and backed it up.
What is the meaning of the verb cut down in formal always separated?
When you cut people down to size, you do or say something to make them feel less important or less powerful. Hank thinks he's such a tough guy. Someone ought to cut him down to size.
What is the meaning of the verb shake up?
When you make major changes in an organization or business, you shake it up. The new CEO shook up management at my company, and a lot of people lost their jobs or were transferred.
What is the meaning of the verb stick with?
When you stick with a habit, plan, or type of work, you continue as before, without change. Stick to is similar to stick with. Todd thought about a career change but decided to stick with teaching.
What is the meaning of the verb start up?
When an electrical or mechanical device starts up or someone starts it up, it begins to operate. You push this button here to start the computer up.
What is the meaning of the verb turn in, to?
When you inform the police that certain people have committed crimes or tell the police where they are. You turn them in or turn them in to the police. When Jake told me that he had murdered Luis, I knew I had to turn him in to the police.
What is the meaning of the verb turn in, to?
When you complete a test, report, or project and you give it to the person who assigned the work to you. You turn it in or turn it in to the person who assigned the work. Hand in is similar to turn in. I have to finish this report and turn it in to the sales manager by tomorrow.
What is the meaning of the verb throw up?
When people throw up, they vomit. Alex was so sick that he threw up all over my shoes.
What is the meaning of the verb lighten up?
When you lighten up, you change the subject of conversation. From something serious to something more cheerful and pleasant. Enough talk about business. Let's lighten things up around here.
What is the meaning of the verb ask for?
When you ask for something, you tell someone that you want it. My wife might ask for more vacation time instead of a raise.
What is the meaning of the verb keep up?
When people or things keep you up, they prevent you from going to bed. Or if you are in bed, they prevent you from falling asleep. That noisy party across the alley kept me up all night.
What is the meaning of the verb pay for?
When you give someone money in exchange for something, you pay for it or pay someone for it. Can I pay for this stuff with a credit card?
What is the meaning of the verb run down?
When vehicles or people driving vehicles hit and injure or kill someone, they run that person down. Ali was arrested after he ran 3 people down.
What is the meaning of the verb get inland to?
When you get in or get into a place, you arrive. When the vehicle you are in gets in or gets into a place, it arrives. Come in is similar to get in. I'm exhausted. I got in really late last night.
What is the meaning of the verb carry out?
When you carry out a duty, task, assignment, or order, you do it. Sean will carry your duties out while you're on vacation.
What is the meaning of the verb put to?
When you put part of your body or something in your hand to something, you touch or press it to something. The neighbors were arguing again, so we put our ears to the wall to try to hear what they were saying.
What is the meaning of the verb rip off informal?
When you rip people off, you steal something from them, cheat them. Or charge them more money for something than it is worth. Don't do business with Marvin, he rips everyone off. Hank got ripped off by the drug dealer.
What is the meaning of the verb head toward?
When you head toward a certain location, you move toward it. When you say that you are headed toward or are heading toward a certain location. You mean that you are planning to go there or that you are going there but have interrupted your journey and will resume it. Head for is the same as head toward. I'm heading toward Portland. Where are you going?
What is the meaning of the verb hand out?
When you distribute something to other people, you hand it out. Give out is similar to hand out. The teacher handed the tests out to the class.
What is the meaning of the verb believe in?
When you believe in people, you have confidence in them and believe. What they say because you think they are honest, correct, or competent. We want to believe in you, but we need some proof that your invention really works.
What is the meaning of the verb take out informal?
When you take people out, you kill them. The snipers will try to take out the kidnapper when he opens the door.
What is the meaning of the verb talk into?
When you talk people into something or talk people into doing something, you persuade them to do it. This museum is really boring. I wish I hadn't let you talk me into coming here with you.
What is the meaning of the verb work out?
When you work out a solution or plan, you decide what to do after careful consideration. Either alone or in discussion with other people. I think I've worked out a way to buy a new car without borrowing money.
What is the meaning of the verb fool around, with?
When you fool around with something, you do something that may be dangerous or foolish. Fooling around with drugs is pretty stupid.
What is the meaning of the verb fall down?
When people or things fall to the ground from a higher position, they fall down. I slipped on some ice on the sidewalk and fell down.
What is the meaning of the verb ring up?
When you call people on the telephone, you ring them up. He rang up Nancy and asked her to go to the dance.
What is the meaning of the verb brush off?
When you brush people off, you ignore them or refuse to listen to them. Because you are not interested in or do not like what they are saying. My boss just brushes me off when I try to tell her how to increase our profits.
What is the meaning of the verb call off?
When you call off an event, such as a party, game, or something else that had been previously planned, you cancel it. The football game was called off because of rain.
What is the meaning of the verb lead up to?
When you lead up to something when you are speaking or writing. You gradually move toward an important point by saying or writing information that will support that point. I've been listening to you talk for 30 minutes. What's your point? What are you leading up to?
What is the meaning of the verb start up?
When an electrical or mechanical device starts up or someone starts it up, it begins to operate. My car's engine died at a red light, and it wouldn't start up again.
What is the meaning of the verb fall apart?
When a plan, arrangement, system, or agreement fails, it falls apart. The peace agreement is slowly falling apart.
What is the meaning of the verb aim at?
When you do something designed to affect one class or type of people, you aim it at those people. Cigarette manufacturers were accused of aiming their advertising at young people.
What is the meaning of the verb get off?
When you get something off, you remove it even though it may be difficult. I can't get this paint off my hands. The top of this bottle is on so tight I cannot get it off.
What is the meaning of the verb throw away?
When you throw something away, you dispose of it by putting it in the waste basket, trash, and so on. Throw out is the same as throw away. If you're finished with these papers, throw them away.
What is the meaning of the verb screw out of?
When you get money or something valuable from people in a dishonest way, you screw them out of it. Their sleazy son-in-law screwed them out of thousands of dollars.
What is the meaning of the verb go for informal?
When you go for something, you like it a lot. Let's go to a different nightclub. I don't go for jazz.
What is the meaning of the verb hit on?
When you think of an interesting idea or a solution to a problem, you hit on it. I think I've hit on a way to solve this problem.
What is the meaning of the verb go off, with?
When you go off, you leave a place or the people you are with and go to a different place. When you go off with someone. You leave a place or the people you are with and go to a different place with them. At the museum, Sally went off with her friends to see some things we weren't interested in.
What is the meaning of the verb go down, to?
When something extends to a certain point that is farther south or at a lower elevation. It goes down to that point. Go up is the opposite of go down. How far south does this road go down?
What is the meaning of the verb sell out, of, often passive?
When a store sells out of something or is sold out of something, it sells all of it. I wanted to buy that new computer game, but every store I went to was sold out of it.
What is the meaning of the verb grow up?
When you tell people to grow up, you are saying that their behavior is childish and immature. You're acting like a baby. Why don't you grow up?
What is the meaning of the verb lock out?
When a business locks out workers, the workers are prohibited from working by the business management. Management locked the workers out after they refused to sign the new contract.
What is the meaning of the verb take in?
When you take in a play, movie, museum, or other attraction, you go to it or see it. After dinner we took in a movie.
What is the meaning of the verb fall behind, in?
When you are in a group that is studying, working, and so on. And they learn faster or get more work done because you are learning or working more slowly than the others. You fall behind or fall behind in your work, studies, and so on. When you do not complete work as fast as it was originally planned and expected, you fall behind schedule. Get behind is similar to fall behind. Keep up is the opposite of fall behind. Timmy was sick last semester, and he fell behind in his studies.
What is the meaning of the verb keep up?
When you keep an activity up, you continue doing it. I told you to stop doing that. If you keep it up, I'm going to get angry.
What is the meaning of the verb lock in?
When you lock people in, you lock a door or gate so that they cannot leave a room, building, or other place. It's dangerous to lock children in a car.
What is the meaning of the verb take back, to?
When you take back something that you have borrowed or take back something that you have borrowed to the person or place that you borrowed it from, you return it. I need to take Jim's lawnmower back to him.
What is the meaning of the verb cut off?
When you abruptly and rudely drive a vehicle in front of other people's vehicles. Causing them to suddenly slow down or stop, you cut them off. I had to slam on the brakes when some jerk cut me off on the way to work. The lady in the red car tried to cut me off, but I wouldn't let her get in front of me.
What is the meaning of the verb eat up?
When something eats up something else, such as money or time, it uses all of it. I'm broke. Fixing my car last week ate up my entire paycheck.
What is the meaning of the verb get through?
When something gets you through a difficult experience, it comforts and supports you. He was very nervous about giving the speech, so he had a drink to help get him through the ordeal.
What is the meaning of the verb get away?
When you get away, you go on vacation. We always try to get away in January and go skiing.
What is the meaning of the verb lie around always continuous?
When something is lying around, it is disorganized and no one is using it or paying attention to it. We need to do something about all that junk lying around in the backyard.
What is the meaning of the verb con into informal?
When you con people into something or con people into doing something. You persuade them to do it by fooling or deceiving them. Trick into is similar to con into. That crooked mechanic tried to con me into paying for a lot of repairs my car didn't need.
What is the meaning of the verb head into?
When you head into or are headed into a place or area, you begin to enter it. We scared away the bear, and it headed slowly into the woods.
What is the meaning of the verb turn over, to?
When the police or other authorities are looking for people and you take these people or transfer control. Of them to the police or authorities, you turn them over or turn them over to the police or authorities. The local police chief was relieved to turn the terrorist over to the FBI.
What is the meaning of the verb empty out?
When you completely remove the contents of a space or container, you empty it out. The police officer told me to empty out my pockets.
What is the meaning of the verb work out?
When you exercise in order to improve your health or physical appearance, you work out. Bob works out in the gym for 2 hours every night. I'm a fat slob.
What is the meaning of the verb put inland to?
When you put time or effort in or put time or effort into something. You spend time and work hard to accomplish it. I put a lot of time into becoming a doctor.
What is the meaning of the verb hold on informal?
When you hold on, You wait for a short time. Hang on is the same as hold on. I've been holding on for 15 minutes. I can't wait any longer.
What is the meaning of the verb stand up in formal?
When you stand people up, you do not arrive at their house as you have promised or at a social event or meeting where you are expected. The senator was scheduled to speak at our meeting, but he stood us up.
What is the meaning of the verb clear up?
When clouds in the sky go away, the weather clears up. It was a beautiful day after the sky cleared up.
What is the meaning of the verb get to?
When you get to something that you want or need to do, you find the time to do it. When you get to work, you start working. Karen finally got back to her school project yesterday. She hadn't worked on it for weeks.
What is the meaning of the verb help out, with?
When you help out or help people out. You assist them in doing some work or you lend or give them money or something else that they need. Can you help me out? I need $100 until payday.
What is the meaning of the verb blow away in formal?
When something you have seen or heard makes you very shocked, amazed, or emotional, it blows you away. The first time I saw the pyramids, they just blew me away.
What is the meaning of the verb warm up?
When you do light exercises before playing a sport or exercising with greater effort, you warm up. When performers play musical instruments or sing just before a performance in order to be ready, they warm up. The singer warmed up in her dressing room before the concert.
What is the meaning of the verb boil down to?
When you say that something boils down to something else. You are saying that it is the basic cause of a more complicated situation or problem. Most of the crime in the city boils down to drugs.
What is the meaning of the verb bring over?
When people take something from one place to the place where you are, they bring it over. I called Frank to ask if I could use his electric drill, and he brought it right over.
What is the meaning of the verb keep from?
When you keep people from doing something, you stop them from doing it. When I was young, my poor health kept me from doing a lot of things the other kids did.
What is the meaning of the verb keep it?
When you keep at it, you continue with an activity even though it may be difficult. When you say keep at it to people, you encourage them to finish with an activity that is difficult. Keep at it, you're almost finished.
What is the meaning of the verb go out, to?
When people leave a city where you are and go out to a place outside the city, they travel to that place. This Thanksgiving I'm going to go out to my brother's house.
What is the meaning of the verb fall over?
When people or things fail over, they fall to the ground from an upright position. That tree has been dead for 50 years, but it still hasn't fallen over.
What is the meaning of the verb hold off?
When you hold off doing something, you delay doing it. I held off setting our house until our youngest child moved out.
What is the meaning of the verb wind up?
When you turn the handle or key of a mechanical toy, watch, or clock to make it operate, you wind it up. I overslept because I forgot to wind up my alarm dock. This toy doesn't use batteries, you have to wind it up.
What is the meaning of the verb plan for?
When you make preparations for something in the future, you plan for it. It's never too early to start planning for retirement.
What is the meaning of the verb come back?
When a condition, problem, situation, or activity returns or greatly increases, it comes back. There isn't much chance that double-digit inflation will come back anytime soon.
What is the meaning of the verb open up?
When a new business starts, it opens up or is opened up by someone. I was driving through town, and I noticed that a new bookstore has opened up on Maple Street.
What is the meaning of the verb stick with?
When you stick with something that you use, you continue to use it. My mother has stuck with Ivory soap for 40 years.
What is the meaning of the verb watch out for?
When you watch out or watch out for something. You remain alert for someone or something that is dangerous or important. When you tell people to watch out or watch out for something. You are warning them of possible danger. Watch out is the same as look out. Karen said she would meet us here at 12 o'clock, so watch out for her.
What is the meaning of the verb go by?
When you go by a clock, you use it to tell the time. No wonder I'm always late for work. The clock I've been going by is 10 minutes slow.
What is the meaning of the verb come over, to?
When people move from one side of a place to the other. Where you are, they come over or come over to where you are. When he saw me, he immediately came over to my table and said hello.
What is the meaning of the verb blow out?
When a piece of electrical equipment or a fuse blows out. It fails because too much electricity is passing through it. Don't be surprised if the fuse blows out. You have 7 lights. Your computer, and your TV all plugged into one outlet.
What is the meaning of the verb let off?
When you let someone off a bus or other form of transportation, you stop it so that person can leave it. The driver let her off at the corner. That's my house there. Can you let me off, please?
What is the meaning of the verb clear up?
When you do something to solve a problem or misunderstanding or do something to cure a disease. You clear it up. Everyone was confused about the new policy, so a memo was issued that cleared everything up.
What is the meaning of the verb grow out of?
When people become too tall or too big to wear an item of clothing, they grow out of the item of clothing. Do you want these clothes for your daughter? Mine has grown out of them.
What is the meaning of the verb get to?
When you get to do something, you are allowed to do it or are able to do it. I hope I get to shake the president's hand after his speech.
What is the meaning of the verb close off?
When you close off an area / you prohibit people from entering it or passing through it by locking the door or blocking the entrance. The police closed several streets off because of the parade.
What is the meaning of the verb brush off?
When you brush off a critical remark or problem. You ignore it and continue as before without letting it affect you. My father's cholesterol is very high, but he just brushes it off.
What is the meaning of the verb back up?
When you support people in a conflict or a confrontation, you back them up. When you support people by doing some work or a difficult assignment, you back them up. Linda said she would back me up if I complained about our supervisor.
What is the meaning of the verb go over?
When an idea, suggestion, or performance is accepted and liked by other people, it goes over. Senator Doolittle's plan to raise taxes didn't go over with the voters.
What is the meaning of the verb back up?
When you make a claim or statement and then show people evidence or give them information proving that the claim or statement is true or correct, you back it up. The IRS asked me for some receipts to back up my deductions.
What is the meaning of the verb come out of?
When things or people go through an experience or treatment. The condition they are left in by that experience or treatment or the result of that experience or treatment is how they come out. I came out of that awful experience a wiser person.
What is the meaning of the verb go by?
When people go by a place or thing, they pass near that place or thing. When a thing goes by or goes by you, it passes near you. I went by Jim's house to see if his car was in the driveway.
What is the meaning of the verb pick up?
When you pick up the check or the tab, a tab is a list of money. That someone owes, in a restaurant or other place, you pay it. Tom's a real cheapskate, he never picks up the check.
What is the meaning of the verb show up?
When something appears or becomes visible, it shows up. It's hard to photograph polar bears because they don't show up well against the snow.
What is the meaning of the verb sneak out, of?
When you leave a place without anyone seeing or hearing you, you sneak out or sneak out of the place. Susie's father told her to stay upstairs in her room, but she sneaked out through the window.
What is the meaning of the verb kick out, of?
When you kick people out or kick people out of a group. Place, building, room, and so on, you order them to leave. Throw out is similar to kick out. Bob's in our carpool, but he's always arguing with the other guys about something. So we're going to kick him out.
What is the meaning of the verb wash off?
When you wash something off or wash the dirt off something. You use water and soap to remove dirt or unwanted items from a surface. Mike washed the dirt off his car.
What is the meaning of the verb call back?
When you call someone back, you call a person on the telephone who has called you earlier. Janice left a message asking me to call her back.
What is the meaning of the verb set up?
When arrange the parts of something so that they are in their proper position and can function, you set it up. The kids got a swing set for Christmas, and Dad had to set it up in the snow.
What is the meaning of the verb go around?
When an object spins or turns, it goes around. The disk drives in computers go around very fast.
What is the meaning of the verb come down with?
When you are starting to get sick, you are coming down with something or coming down with an illness. I don't feel well.
What is the meaning of the verb fall out of?
When you fall from or through something that is above ground level to the ground below. You fall out or fall out of it. Did he fall out or was he pushed?
What is the meaning of the verb get by?
When something, such as a mistake or a problem, gets by you, you do not notice it. I checked this report twice. How did all these misspellings get by me?
What is the meaning of the verb turn off?
When you turn off a road or path that you are traveling on. You leave it and start to travel on another road or path. The path to the cabin turns off just after the big tree stump.
What is the meaning of the verb break down?
When you reduce a process, situation, problem, plan. Or idea to its basic parts to make it easier to understand, you break it down. The professor's plan seemed really complicated. But after he broke it down for us, we understood it a little better.
What is the meaning of the verb let out?
When you make a sound that shows your emotion or feelings, you let out that sound. The lion let out a loud roar before he attacked the hunter.